Okay, so first, we are a school of character because we believe that it's important for our students to have the right values to anchor them in their decision making. So even if your results are fantastic, but you're not anchored on the right values, we're not sure what kind of impact you would have on society later. So character is of primal importance for us. So this is our school's vision. In school, we call every of our students Marahant. So we endeavor to nurture every of our Marahant to be resilient, to be caring, as well as self-directed. And in all the programs that we design in school, generally is all geared towards achieving this dream of ours. Of course, also anchored on the 4 values of our school, which we fondly call RISE, which stands for respect, integrity, self-discipline, as well as empathy. Now, you may ask why these particular dispositions do we want to develop in our kids? We believe resilience is important because the world is increasingly complex and fragmented, right? And no doubt in life, there will be challenges and our kids will experience failure. So rather to have them experience it later, we would like to start building that resilience right from the start when they join us in secondary 1. So there will be different opportunities where we will allow the kids to fail safely, of course, with their safety and security in mind. So that hopefully they could also learn from this, reflect upon this, and bounce back from the challenges. Caring is important because we do not live in society or an island on our own. We live in a society with others. So it is about caring not just for ourselves and our loved ones, but for others as well as the environment and all. Self-directed is important because we want the kids who leave our school to be motivated to want to do something on their own, right? Because in life, all of us have got to make choices. And of course, it's important for our kids to learn that all choices comes with consequences. So we want them to be responsible for their own decision making. Secondly, other than a school of character, we are also a school of hearts. If you live in the neighborhood, perhaps you already have some inkling of this. We have very strong positive and caring culture in the school itself, amongst the students, amongst the teachers, and also across between the students and the teachers. Right, so consequently, students are able to form deep connections with their peers as well as their teachers in school. And lifelong friendships is something that they can look forward to, right, when they leave us by the time they finish Sec 4 or Sec 5. Of course, the hearts, we do not keep it to just within the school. We also share the hearts outside of school. The next 2 pictures are just some of the activities that we have taken part this year. So for example, during Chinese New Year, our kids would actually pack the Chinese, the Mandarin oranges and then personalize messages for the residents who live in the neighborhood. Right? So that has been something very meaningful and we've received positive feedback from the neighbors around us as well. And of course, they also go around to distribute goodie bags to senior citizens who might need it a little bit more than others. So other than character and hearts, we are also a school of opportunities. This picture shows one of the unique opportunities that we've had this year in our school. We were privileged to be the only school that was invited by the former president, Madam Halimah, to visit the Istana in April this year for the opening of the Swan Pond that they had just created in the Istana. Why are we the only school? It was because Madam Halimah came 2 years back to visit our programs, our school program. And then one of our Marahans actually asked her, may we visit the Istana? And she said yes. But of course, it was COVID times. We thought she would have forgotten about it, but post-COVID, she sent a formal invitation to the school and invited our kids over. So it was definitely a very memorable experience for the kids because they were the only audience and the president actually came down personally to receive and speak to every one of them. Right? And of course, they got to see the whole Istana grounds just on their own, right? So definitely will be remembered for the rest of their lives. So other than that opportunity, we've also got other platforms that we use to develop and nurture the character of our students. One of which would be through the CCAs. We currently have about 14 CCAs in the school itself, a range of sports, uniform groups, aesthetics, as well as clubs and societies. But I'm sure there will be something that will be of interest to your kids somewhere. So for sports, generally we do well for all the three sports, whether it is floorball, basketball, or chokeball. Similarly, for the uniform groups, if you want to develop certain life skills, whether it's life saving skills, discipline, and so on and so forth, we've got our NCC, we've got St. John's Brigade, as well as Scouts. For kids who are interested in aesthetics, we've got Drama Club, we've got Modern Dance, as well as Concert Band. And even if you're not interested in any of these, there are clubs and societies that could cater to your interests. For those of you who are interested in photography and videography, we've got an Info Media Club. For those of you who are more hands-on, would like to create crafts and all, we've got the Young Entrepreneurs Club, and we've got also the Engineering and Innovation Club. These are some of the accolades that we have received in recent years for our sports. So generally, we do well for the sports. As you can see, the B Division boys were actually national champion previously. This year, we are national fourth. We will endeavor to do better moving forward. So do the basketball as well as chokeball. They've got good outcomes. Similarly, uniform groups are the same. They generally will achieve the distinctions or goal over the years. Same goes for the aesthetics, where we take part in the Singapore Youth Festival. And these are the clubs and societies. A notable mention would be this particular competition where we represented Singapore overseas for the international competition, where our kids got to build earthquake structures to see which structure could actually help to withstand the earthquake shocks. And we emerged first for the competition. So other than CCAs, we've also got other enriching learning experiences for our kids. At the different levels, there are special programs that they will go through. One of the staples would be the different camps that Sec 1 to 4-5s will have to undergo. In particular, the Sec 1 students and Sec 3 students coming in, you could look forward to outdoor camping. There will be opportunities to build your own tent, to cook outdoor, with mess tins and all right, and so as to go through different high and low elements in terms of adventure skills, right? In addition to that, our school also offers work attachments. The most recent one is at the recent F1, where some of our kids taking elements of business studies will actually get a chance to be attached to some of these events. We've also got a range of learning journeys, and one of the key programs that we have had that is quite unique to our school would be something called the SPLT. It stands for Students Play, Lead, and Interact. This is a special time that we set aside every fortnight for the kids to take charge. That means your teachers will not be there to tell you what to do. You have a range of choices that you could choose from. Some of our kids choose to gather together. They will be at the hall to play badminton. Those who want to play ping pong, they could also use the ping pong area. There will be also some groups of kids who would like to do crafts, so they'll come to the library. There are kids who learn guitar during that time, so they will gather in the music room. So it's very much student-initiated and student-led. The teachers, of course, will be joining in some of these activities, and there's also a good opportunity for them to interact as well as to bond with one another. Other opportunities will include the Global Marathon program, which you would have seen in the video. Currently, we have 3 schools that we partner with. 2 of the schools are in Thailand, Chiang Rai. A few weeks ago, I think Ms. Sharon and myself led the group to go to these 2 schools. It was a very fruitful and enriching experience for the kids who were involved. Some of them were actually traveling for the first time post-COVID and also in their lives. Right. We've also got another partner school in China. That is another trip that we're planning in March. That usually takes place in March. The Thai trips usually takes place end of the year, right? So generally, it is a cultural immersion program. For students who go on this trip, they get a chance to be up close and personal with their buddies. In particular, for one of the schools in Thailand, there's actually a hostel where the kids will stay and be in close interactions with their buddies throughout. For kids who may not have a chance to go on these trips, the school also organizes eGMP, which is something that is online, so that our kids will still get an opportunity to interact with peers from other countries, to learn about the culture, hopefully to learn about the habits, and hopefully in turn they would question some of their beliefs, some of the habits that they have in Singapore, and learn to appreciate life here a little bit better. All schools have got distinctive programs. For our schools, applied learning program is actually focusing on creative robotics and engineering. Sec 1 and Secondary 2 kids will get a chance to go through this, where they will learn design thinking, where they place the user at the heart of what they decide to create and do. There will also be coding lessons that they will be undergoing before they actually create some of these artifacts. This year, we're also proud to share that we are actually collaborating with ACSI on this VEX robotics program that we are carrying out, and we hope to sustain that in years to come. Other than robotics and engineering, we've also got a Learn for Life program, and that is anchored on sports. So your kids will go through various sporting activities within the school itself, and through that, we actually use it as a key vehicle to develop values and character. We've also got an after-school program. It's called the Resilient Marahan program. Your kids might be invited to join this program, where they will have an opportunity not just to pick up certain study skills, but also a chance to engage in different activities from rock climbing to laser tags and all, to keep them preoccupied after school. This is also the visit that Madam Halima came for, which led to the invitation to the Swan Pond. Some additional information, right? This is actually a most recent picture that we took. It was actually a very tall glass bridge that the kids have a chance to go on to as part of their cultural immersion program when they were in Thailand. These are the projected number of classes that we will have for 2024 according to MOE. And this is the average score of the students who came to our school this year. Right, and we're also proud to say that over 70% of the students who came to us this year chose us as their first or second choice. In terms of accessibility, we are really close to the Red Hill MRT. It takes about 6 or 8 minutes for you to walk from the MRT to our school. It is sheltered throughout, so rain or shine, your kids should be able to make it to school quite safely, right? Those are the contact details of our school. If you would like, you could also follow us on social media. A lot more videos and photographs are actually placed there that will showcase the different activities that we have in school itself. So this is the part of Q&A. I've completed what I want to say. So if there are any questions, please fire away. For participants who are online, you could also use the raise hand function to let us know if you have any questions. Any questions? I promise I do not bite. I will try to answer every question if possible. Students, any questions? Yes. Yes, all students are eligible to take part. It is actually our Sec 3 programs. There's a signature program in Sec 3. So Sec 3, usually what happens is at the beginning of the year, a form will be sent out to all parents to invite parents to, if you would like to send their kids for this program, because we first got to get the parents' permission. So upon the endorsement, then we will have a panel who will shortlist the kids. Usually there will be more applicants than we can take actually, even though we endeavor to have 70% of our kids experience the program. So from there, they will go through interviews and then we will shortlist the numbers, right? So for kids who are unable to join, the other alternative, of course, is to go on our EGNP, where they could also still interact, but within the school itself online. Any other questions? Yes.
Is the school currently on subject banding program already? Because next year is the full subject banding, right? So if it's the school, is it on this program right now? And what is the, maybe you can share the experience and yeah, the outcome of it. Thanks.
Thanks. Yes, this year we have actually started full subject-based banding. It's a pilot program. The official batch that will be on it is actually the students who are coming in next year. And we must say that we are very heartened by the outcomes. I think it concurs with what the system has also concluded. So for this year, the kids came in, they were in mixed form classes. There was no deliberate attempt to segregate them according to abilities or by band. So the feedback that we received from the kids so far or from the teachers' observations is that they are really blind to what kind of stream their classmates were from. When we could really see that the classes just gelled just as well. And they were very accepting of the group of friends who are all from the same class. Right? So that is something that we definitely hope will persist and continue, even as the kids move up to the different levels. So it's quite promising, and we believe it should be the same for the batch will be coming in from next year onwards. So just to share with parents who may not be in the know, so while they are in mixed form classes, there will be some subjects that they all take in common, right? These are the common subjects. It ranges from CCE to PE to music to design and technology to food and consumer education. So they will have enough time to bond and gel with one another. But there will be some core subjects, whether it is your English, math, science, and mother tongue, which they will be going to different classes according to their abilities to take. Any other questions? Any parents interested in progression data? No. Yes. Okay. Just to share, generally our school does not take in the top students, as you can see from the AL score. But based on our outcome so far, we strongly believe that we've got a good curriculum that will value add to the intake of the kids who come into us, right? So last year, just to share, our Sec 4s if you're familiar with the grading system at secondary school, anything above 75 is an A1, right? So last year, more than 75% of our kids qualify for JC. About 90% of them will qualify for Polytechnic, right? That's for the Sec 4s. For Sec 5s, which is generally a more challenging group for them to take the O levels because there's really quite a huge jump between N levels and O levels. It's credible that we've got about 50% of our kids who qualify to move on to JC and 60% who qualifies to move on to the Polytechnic. For the N levels, over 75% again of our kids qualify to move on to Sec 5. And in this school, we strongly encourage our kids to take part in the early admission program, right? Exercise actually, sorry. So what happens is that when at the graduating year, we will actually pair the kids with mentors who could be teachers, who could be key personnel, who could be school leaders as well, so that we can guide the kid to make the necessary application to go to a course that you are interested to go to, whether at IT or in Polytechnic. So that helps to ensure that they secure a place even before the results are released for them. Any other questions? Usually the higher mother tongue will be at Sec 3, right? Yes, from Sec 3 onwards. Generally, our school does not offer higher mother tongue, but we do have teachers who can teach it. So if we have a critical mass number of students who are eligible to take it, then that's when we will offer it in the school. Oh, Sec 2, sorry. If we have enough. Interchange from Bukit, okay. There is a back gate actually. So the back gate is actually opened until 7:30, right? Then for security reasons, we need to lock it. Then when it's time to release the students from school, that's when it will be opened again. So if your kid is taking the bus at the bus stop behind us, it's still a possibility and accessible, right, to the gate. So school generally starts at 7:30. Curriculum hours, another question that is quite popular, especially among the students. Unlike primary school where you have perhaps 4 core subjects, you could be taking up to 8 or 9 subjects in secondary school. So I must prepare you psychologically now that the curriculum hours will be longer, no doubt, will be longer than primary school. Plus, at secondary school, CCA is also compulsory. So every kid has got to have at least one CCA. Some of our kids have got 2, but you must have at least one. And usually the training, depending on which CCA you take, could be up to 2 or 3 times. It gets more intense when it comes to the different national competitions that you'll be preparing for. So generally, what time will your school end? We do try to keep to a short day. Usually Fridays are the shorter days in terms of the curriculum. We will generally end by about 12:30, 12:40, right? Depending on whether you have CCA or not, then you may be required to stay back. For the other days, usually the curriculum may end by 2:30 and sometimes even 3, right? Depending on the days. But we try to keep it as short as possible. Any other questions? Okay. If not, we will still be around in the library. So if you have any personal questions you'd like to ask, do feel free to come up to us. All right. If not, I look forward to you coming to join our Marahan family. I'll pass over the mic to our kids. Thank you.
Thank you.